So, I wanted to start out by asking you, where were you at when you were my age?
How old are you?
19.
Let me see now. When I was 19, still living on Mercer Island.
Okay.
Did not know exactly where I was going to make my money, but at that time my plans were to become a missionary. So,
Really?
yeah,
All right.
I was volunteering a lot and still, working through college and stuff. So.
Why a missionary?
That was my deal. I mean, I just felt like I was so happy, man. I found something really cool to do that I enjoyed doing, and at that point, it looked like um, that's the kind of thing that would make me happy. You know what I mean?
Okay. So then, as you were entering college, what was your plan for that? Like, what were you going to go to college for?
I had a lot of mixed direction, So I mean, from an early childhood, I saw myself, being involved in science.
Mm-hmm.
That was the thing that I was, most interested about. But I didn't have a specific direction. And frankly, if I had, some counseling, and I had some help kind of resolving that. I probably wouldn't have done English literature. I would have gone and done botany or something like that, because any science I think is fascinating to me.
So, I know now you're working in tech, but what was in that gap between end of college to working all this technology related field stuff?
It's just my work ethic. I believed in working my way up from the bottom, earning my own way. I think that was the way things were, back in the old days, if you didn't have a particular direction. And so instead of doing something tech related, I went and worked for Starbucks.
Mm-hmm.
And so that didn't allow me too much in the way of tech, because Starbucks is not a tech company. They're not really going to get, behind you unless you already have, some kind of tech degree or a technical training. Over the long term, though, it helps smooth out my personality. I learned how to be gentle with people and be tactful. So, for the most part, it didn't help me as far as getting into tech or into science and stuff like that. But it is part of who I am now, because how you handle things, the soft skills. I got all of that from Starbucks. When I elected to be laid off by Starbucks, I had been basically going through a path assessment, and I couldn't let go of it. I've always wanted to go into science or tech, and I thought, well, this is my chance. When 2008 hit, everyone had their choice, either you stay or you leave, and I saw the writing on the wall. If I stayed, probably would have ended up getting fired, or the stress would have been too much, because there's all the rules and regulations there, just tightening everything up, and it was a lot of people actually lost their jobs because they didn't realize that things were changing at that time. And so I saw the writing on the wall. I elected to get retrained, and for the next, after 2008, February 2008, I went to Green River Community College down the street, and I took some of my first IT courses.
Okay. So, having worked both in and out of the technology field, what are some important skills to bring into the tech field? Like things you should be able to do, how to view working, things like that.
Oh, it's complex. I mean, in one respect, the technical abilities and the technical prowess and confidence is like a huge thing. But also, the soft skills. So, having confidence, having, leadership, being able to think in advance several iterations through, ideas and things like that, and then being able to kind of parlay that so that you're still in control of what it is that you're doing, and at the same time, you're also able to involve others, right? So these are like non-technical things.
Well, the last question I have is, do you have any advice for me going forward on the path that I'm choosing?
Well, so, and this is the part where you've got to be honest with yourself, and it's really hard to do.
Mm.
Okay, and this is not a negative thing. For me, I wanted to be like Einstein, and I let all the. I mean, it was back in the '70s, mid '70s or so, and I was just a little kid, and I thought to myself, there was just, how am I going to get there as a kid? I mean, my parents don't want to help me with school. I had to wrestle through it. I had to try and convince teachers who didn't want to listen. They didn't believe that I was sincere, that I sincerely wanted to learn. And I just, became I lost my, my way in some sense. So you really got to know what it is that you want to do, and you can't let anything stop you. Right? So, like I said, perseverance, keep an open mind, and don't be discouraged, and work your ideas all the way through, and don't give up.